If you never got the opportunity to manifest, what would be your starting point if you got the opportunity? We're entering a stage with Mars and Scorpio with a chance to really start over. This is a transformation you didn't know you were getting. If you got the second chance to start over, how would you do it? Your motives are the beginning stages. Your preferences will lead your narrative, and your personality will help you navigate each journey. So I like to use the 12 houses in astrology. Your first house to the eighth house is going to help you establish exactly what you want to manifest. This is the root of your metamorphosis. Your needs and everything that you've always wanted to manifest are going to be rooted in improvising. Your developmental stage is going to be your self-identification. You're going to base most things on how you socially identify yourself. Most of the time, we are attracted to a subculture in our community. This is how we show up in our attire and the things that we contribute to. Establishing this portion of your persona is how you curate your next life. I like to call this testing out a reality before you enter. This is the starting point. When you get the opportunity to get a second chance in anything, you start from the first house. I started this method and I named it the Mars Mission. This is what I mean by the developmental stage of your starting point. We have all 12 houses laid out for you, and this is how you can personify your experiences utilizing your birth chart. Each of the numbers is going to reflect a house. Each side of this figure is going to show you what houses work together to keep you together. You start to see exactly what numbers go together for what reasons. Now, once you get the opportunity to look at your birth chart, you can lay out this for your narrative to understand yourself emotionally. Now you get to see exactly what houses make up your persona. This is a good way to self-conceptualize exactly how you are being transformed each season of the year. All right, so the first version of you is going to be your first time looking at this. As you become a transformed individual, this will get revised. You will improve some houses faster than others. You will be able to see exactly what portions take you longer and for what reasons. With Mars and Scorpio, we're going to have to work on our improvising skills. This season of Mars being in a water sign is going to be rooted in our transformation. In order to improvise, you need your imagination. In order to connect to your imagination, you need to understand your emotions. Your emotions are connected to your motives, which will then create the narrative for your imagination. Inspiration comes from your imagination. Your imagination is rooted in your 12th house. Pisces energy is rooted in the subconscious energy. Your subconscious energy is going to be rooted in a specific element. Check your 12th house in your birth chart and see what sign and element your imagination is rooted in. This is the best way to transform your persona and learn how to improvise. Ideas come from your imagination, which then creates your next narrative. To transform this, you're going to have to embody the emotions of your 12th house. Understand that that is your playground. You can like the idea, you can nourish the idea, you can dispose of the idea. Then you can connect to your moon sign. Find out what house your moon sign is in and the element of that zodiac sign. You will then find out what you need to be fulfilled. Emotional connection to your imagination will help you improvise. You will feel support by your imagination in creating a new scenario. I like to call this mental rehearsal. Improvising is good for testing out a reality before you enter it. If this is the first time you're seeing me, my name is Alex Sesson. I am the CEO and founder of the Imprinted Empire. Your dedication to improvising is going to show you what is a priority for you. This is going to help you understand exactly what your intentions are for manifesting. Your identity is going to be the root of your manifestation. How do you benefit from any of the things that you want? Now, this is going to be subjected to your social identity. What do you want to be accepted for? What do you want to be known for? When you are being offered any opportunities, how do you want things to be presented to you? Your motives behind your manifestation will always show exactly how much of an impact you want to have through your journey. What you know and what you can do will always support you through improvising. I'm going to show you the best way to utilize your Mars placement in your birth chart. We're going to use the first 8 houses within the zodiac wheel. We're going to start from the first house. Your rising sign is going to be in your first house. This technique is what I call the Mars mission. So the first house is rooted in your identity. This is where you find your security. This starting point allows you to identify which part of your journey requires you strive from survival instincts. A survival state of mind will keep you stagnant before you move to the second house. The first house is rooted in abundance, what you believe to have as an asset. This is where you have a perspective of your identity. The first house allows you to become a leader. Although the first house is rooted in your rising sign, you're going to be using the element of your rising sign to narrate this portion of the story. So as you take and navigate this journey, you're going to be moving to the second house. And this is where you develop your resources. This is where you accept the things that you have as something valuable. Now, this could be your traits, your skills, and what you have to offer your environment, aka your community. This is the house that allows you to generate your own ideas and explore your options. So the third house is what I like to call the house of communication. Gemini is an air sign that is rooted in the way we communicate with our surroundings. This is neighborhood talk. This is peer-to-peer talk. This is community and what their concerns are. This is where you develop your personal affirmations. This is how you affirm everything that you want to manifest from the first house to the second house with verbal communication. This is where self-talk becomes a daily part of your routine. This is a ritualistic aspect of building your self-identity. This is self-actualization as you prepare to identify a role and a persona through your journey. You have to constantly decide to manifest from this perspective. The fourth house is nourishing your flaws. Everything that you were taught and brought up as a upbringing, you are developing a point of view on society. This way of thinking is going to allow you to manifest from your identity. With the fourth house rooted in a water sign, you have to be emotionally connected to the journey. As I said, the third house is the communication. Now you're communicating with the water portion of your chart. So you have to allow yourself to use your inner child to develop an emotional connection to the journey. The opposite side of this house is support. You won't always get support from a person that you would prefer it from. And then going through that actualization through yourself and self-identifying through your family and how you were brought up, you have to nurture your flaws. Every flaw you see is going to help you teach your community how to overcome these limitations. The fifth house is rooted in the second fire sign. This is how you take your identity and showcase all of the things that you've learned about yourself, the skills you already possess, and how you've mastered your craft. This is where you take what you've actually been wanting to always show and actually become into your journey. This is the person that people see when you are able to establish and affirm your journey. This is the creative expression that you've always wanted to articulate to your industry. The opposite of this is not being a master of your craft. People will see the cracks in your foundation. People will be able to perceive your persona as something that is extremely flawed if you do not nourish your identity. The perspective that you have on yourself will show in the fifth house of Leo. The sixth house is rooted in the earth energy. Virgo is how you establish your routines and how you affirm everything that you've done thus far is going to show in your work ethics. The way you communicate and collaborate with your community through the tasks, the people that work with you, the people that work for you. This house is going to show you exactly how well you work with others. This is going to be in the verbal conversation that you have, in the way you critique your environment. The way you set up your work environment is going to reestablish who you are and the way people react to your professionalism. Virgo is the second earth sign. When you reach your MC, which is your midheaven, the 10th house, this is going to reflect how hard you work once you show your professionalism. The way that you work will be the way you present yourself in a professional setting, in professional collaborations, in the way that you offer your service. The affirmations and the things you affirm about yourself have to be rooted in Cancer energy, which is emotionally connected to the things that you offer your community and your industry. This is what they mean by manifesting an authentic persona. Now, the seventh house is rooted in the way that you collaborate. Libra is balancing the scales. In order for the scales to be balanced and stay sturdy, you have to be the one who is embodying the element fully. The seventh house, I believe, is the only way that people can embody an essence that is fulfilling your side of the deal. You have to embody your portion of the collaboration fully in order to see the success you want to see. So in order for you to reach your MC, which is the 10th house in any collaboration, you have to fully embody Aries energy, which is a sister sign to Libra. Your starting point will be the reason why you're collaborating. Who you've always wanted to align with will reflect in the people that you collaborate with. It will be a cohesive collaboration. Once you're able to collaborate with another person, you are able to authentically align with a new portion and a new role within your journey. This will enhance the metamorphosis that you're already going through. You're able to identify exactly what portion of your identity has been evolved or enhanced. What improvements have you noticed? How impactful was your participation towards your collaboration? Now the 8th house. This is the metamorphosis, the official one. This is where you're able to take notice exactly how impactful the experience was to your transformation. Which portion of your personality was transformed? How much has your resources improved from that collaboration and your work ethics? Your second house is going to reflect exactly what you transformed. The second house is the sister sign to Scorpio. Taurus and Scorpio is going to show you how much you have embodied your identity. The first house is always going to show you who you've become. The second house is always going to show you why you've become that person, how well you embody that role. The 8th house is going to show you exactly how much of an impact you're able to cause to your environment and as well to yourself. The transformation is going to be exactly what you didn't expect, mainly because you have to nourish who you are in order to appreciate your own value. Transformations are never pretty, although it's very rewarding. So the 3 stages of manifesting a new persona. Each stage is going to reflect 3 placements from your birth chart. The first stage is your inner child, reflecting your moon placement. The second stage is your inner teenager, which is reflecting your Mars placement. The third stage is your inner artist, reflecting your MC midheaven placement. Each of these 3 placements are going to reflect an element. Each of these elements are going to embody a persona emotionally for you. This is going to be rooted in your subconscious mind. You manifest from this reality before you are conscious about this movement emotionally. These elements are going to help you manifest the reality. These elements help you manifest your connections and attract all types of opportunities to you. All 3 of these speak to a subculture that you're attracted to. The 3 stages that I've already mentioned are going to show how you contribute to your community, to your industry, as well as to yourself. That saying, the way you do one thing is how you do everything. This is rooted in your professionalism. Your social identity is going to reflect all 3 stages. Your social identity is going to reflect a subculture that you are attracted to. This subculture is rooted in a social economic status. This is a good representation of how you measure success. This is a good representation of self-identification. As you measure your talents and value based on this subculture, then you can identify any motives that are attached to your manifestations. This will help you understand your intentions.